A ritual. A religious or solemn ceremony consisting of a series of actions performed according to a prescribed order. My name is Vander Puchert, and this is Finding Frequency.
My name is Marcin Kinderman. I am from Poland. My surname is from Austria, and I recently moved to Paris. Simple, yeah? Yeah, not so much for me. I really changed my life recently and moved to Paris beginning of the year, and now the whole world has changed around me. That's really interesting time to live. Okay, so the second question: how do we know each other? So it's actually a very nice story. I like it a lot. I was searching for a new job. I left the previous one because I was longing for something more interesting, something more international, something more challenging. So I came to this interview. It was a small room. Inside there was Werner, someone from HR, and we had really, really interesting discussion. Of course, Werner was asking questions. I would try to do my best to come up with best solution for every question. It was really stimulating. I loved this interview. It was the best one I ever had. And afterwards, I knew I want to work in this company. I had no doubt that this is place to be. This is international environment, and basically the people that work there are the people I want to work with. So yeah, so I was hired, and that was it. That's how I met Werner. It was great. I really like the story, and I wouldn't change it. Okay, the third question. What have you learned about yourself during this time? So during the time of the epidemic, the pandemic, basically, and lockdown, I think I learned at least two things. The first one is um, that even closed in a small Parisian apartment, I can live for a longer time with my fiancée. Um, and that's really reassuring when you think about it. And only the fact that we came through it without any harm, damage to our relationship. It's really nice thing that happened actually to us. So beside all the craziness outside, we were this like nice couple living together in this small apartment. Um, and that leads me to the another thing connected to this the second thing that we were living together, and the thing that really helped us were the rituals of every day. So you would think that the days repeating themselves in the same way would be hard to handle. But no, actually, when you have the daily rhythm, which is actually funny because it's always revolves around eating. When you spend your time in the apartment, you like live from one meal to another. But that was really, yeah, that was really helpful during this time. So basically, waking up at the same time and having breakfast, lunch, dinner together. That was very, very important for us. Also, sticking to the same hours as much as possible. It gave us it gave us stability during unstable times. So yeah, that's something I would recommend to other people as well. Um, it's really helpful to handle strange times, I think. At least from my point of view, it helps you to to live your life as close to normal as possible. So yeah, that were the positives of the whole situation. But let's face it, it's not easy to be locked in one place for a longer time. It's harder to cope with many things. So I can tell you that that's the biggest thing I learned about myself during this time. That it helps me a lot when I have this kind of pattern in my life. When I share it with others, it just helps even better, I think. So yeah, I would recommend it also to other people if they had if they had problem back then, and if the situation will repeat itself. When, of course, I hope it will not, but still, there's a chance. So if the next lockdown will happen, try to find something stable in your life. Try to have something that repeats itself. And of course, it also revolves around other people. And basically, it's something that you can share with others, others you are locked in this one place that you're staying at. If of course that's possible. It's also easy for me because I don't have children yet, so I can only imagine how it is to have children with you during those turbulent times and living in a small space. So yeah, that's all I think. So thanks for this opportunity. It's interesting to hear yourself during saying such stuff. And I hope we'll see each other someday when there will be option to do so. Okay, bye.
Marcin's note actually made me think that it's perhaps time to reintroduce this project. Now, I started finding frequency a couple of months ago because I really wanted to challenge myself to look into every day and try and find the extraordinary. You see, I know myself. I'm a constant adventurer, even though I find that I'm sometimes a little bit conservative. You won't be finding me out in the open sea on a kayak, but I like to change things up. I like to tilt things and see what happens and put myself into uncomfortable positions and then try and deal with it, even though it freaks me out. But then there comes a time that I forget about the amazing that I have around me. It's therefore that I decided to start this little ritual of recording an episode a day, a little audio clip of giving a listener a perspective on this beautiful country that I'm living in, but then also challenging myself to capture something that is extraordinary about every day. Yes, it became my daily ritual. And thanks to Marcin, I've been able to really zoom out and look at this little ritual that I'm creating for myself. It's funny because in the last 4 days, I've been in the wild with my family and we did our things out of the normal. We had a great time together. But then late in the evening, when they've all gone to bed, I started my ritual. It keeps me thinking and appreciating the things that I have in life. And I must admit, it's not easy. But I don't think a ritual is always easy. So I think the important thing about a ritual is the fact that you have to keep in mind why you are doing it in the first place. Because if you lose sight of that, it becomes a pointless waste of time. But then also, just as important is that you have to keep it going, no matter what. So I wonder, do you have a ritual? And can you even remember why you're doing it in the first place? I hope that also includes listening to me. But if not, that's also okay. Thanks for listening.